You ever faced a burnout trap where you actually succeed, but then you lose yourself and you burn out? I'm going to teach you how to win, succeed without burning out and without losing yourself. Sit back, relax, and enjoy the show.
Top of the morning, welcome back. This is the Game Changer podcast with Setema Gali. You guys better get your minds right and get up and let's go. See, it's more than the game that we changing.
Good to be with you guys today, my friends. Listen, if this is a great message for you, share this with someone, subscribe, like, comment wherever you're watching this at. I think we're on YouTube, right? So here we go. Entrepreneurs, right? We got these big visions. And in the beginning, we do all the work. Like if we were like a restaurant, we'd be the busboy, we'd be the server, we'd be the waitress, we'd be the welcome person who sits people down, we'd be the cook, the chef, the dishwasher, we'd do everything. And that's okay in the beginning. But as an entrepreneur, your goal is not to have a high-paying job and to burn out and lose and work 80 hours a week. So I want to give you some frameworks today to help you win without losing yourself and without burning out. Number one is clarity. This is a word we use often, clarity. Principle 4 is clarity is power of the 13 principles. Clarity is power. See, when one is clear, then one builds courage. When one has courage, one gets confidence, and when one gets confidence, confidence turns into certainty. This is the frame. It all starts with clarity. How clear are you about the life that you are wanting to build? When I say life, what do I mean? The lifestyle, the travel, the rest, the peace, the work. Like, let's be real. Even if you hit the lottery, you're going to sit on the beach for about a week or about a month, and you're going to play video games. You're going to be bored out of your mind because we are hardwired to make a difference, to change lives, to help other people, to work, to do something constructive. So clarity, how clear are you? And again, the framework of clarity leads to courage, the courage to launch, to ship, to build some amazing things. That courage to launch and to ship things then builds confidence. Okay, I've got some confidence in me now. Okay, I'm not so much in the suck box phase of sucking. And then that confidence, after a lot of repetition, turns into certainty, where you just know, like, in the beginning, I'm not sure. Again, I coach these football boys. And one of my football boys comes up the field. He's a defensive end. And he comes up the field, and he keeps running into the tackle. And I'm like, why do you keep doing that? I'm like, run around him. And I tell him to do a move, and he doesn't do it. And then I tell him to do it again, and he doesn't do it. And I said, if you do that one more time, I'll just sit you on the bench. So either do what I tell you to do or go sit on the bench. Now, in his mind, he's afraid. No courage, no clarity. Next play, he does exactly what I tell him to do, and guess what happens? He beats the offensive tackle to make a sack. Isn't that wild? Clarity, being clear about what he wants, gets him to a place of courage, and courage leads to confidence. Confidence leads to certainty, and then all of a sudden you got power to create. That's the first thing, is how clear are you about the life you want to live? I know entrepreneurs that start being an entrepreneur, and they're going to go change the world to make a difference, and then they're working 60 to 80 hours a week. Go figure. You left your job to go work twice as long with more stress and more strain and more frustration, and you're making about the same amount of money. Oh, but it feels good to be an entrepreneur, right? So that's the first thing, clarity. Okay, how clear are you? Number 2 is team. So you're clear about the life you want. That means you're not going to be the artist and the chef and the cook and the dishwasher, and right, you're going to have a team. Great entrepreneurs, right? This is a Jim Collins. He has a book called Good to Great. It's a red book, right? Red cover, called Good to Great. He says, your job as a leader is to not only find the path and be the path finder, but it is to get the right people in the right seats on the bus, which means you got to go recruit people. You got to hire people. And to recruit people, right, this team, you have to talk to a lot of people. And the only way these people are going to come aboard is that you have to have a massive vision that you are committed to. Think about that for just a moment. Entrepreneurs without vision don't work. You're an employee. So get clear. Number 2, get a team. Well, how do I get a team? You got to have a big vision. How do I get a big vision? Start dreaming and having ambition. You see, it's not enough to have a team now. You've got to lead the team. And to lead the team, you've got to have some principles and protocols in place. And to lead the team, right, with the principles and protocols in place, what ends up happening is you find a place where everyone gets to buy in to the vision and they get to be a part of it. As an entrepreneur, your job is to give them a job, to give them a purpose where they can buy in and develop skills and get a paycheck. By you helping them get what they want, they help you to get what you want. Really simple. So all of a sudden you've got this clarity piece, you've got this team piece, and then you've got this mission and vision piece. If you have the clarity and you've got the team, the recruiting, the building, the hiring, the staffing, and then you've got the mission and the vision and the ambition, the one thing that's left for you really to do to not burn out is what Stephen Covey calls sharpen the saw. Sharpen the saw is simple. It's habit number 7 of his 7 habits of highly effective people. Sharpen the saw means if I'm chopping down a tree, I'm going to take a few hours every day to sharpen the saw. So there's a story of a guy who's cutting down a tree and another guy's cutting down a tree and another guy's cutting down a tree. And it's amazing. One guy disappears every single day for a couple hours. And he comes back and he's like more effective in cutting down the tree. And everyone says, every day you disappear for a couple hours, where do you go? And he says, I go and sharpen my axe. He sharpens his real axe, and then he also meditates and takes a little bit of time to get sharp and to rest. As an entrepreneur, you're going to need this time, whether it's once a week, once a day. I highly advise and recommend multiple times a week. At least once or twice a day. It's called a strategic reset. At least once a week where you take a time off. And again, some people they feel like they got to work 24/7. I'm here to tell you right now, that is the recipe for burnout. I know entrepreneurs that are very successful, but they look like they've aged 20 or 30 or 40 years. Why? Number one, they're not clear about what they want. So at the end game for them, it's just work, make money. That's not what we're doing. Number two, they don't believe in a team. And if they do have a team, the team is lousy. The team's not that great. The speed of a team is always the speed of the leader. Speed of the leader comes down to your vision and mission, which is the third component. And once you have that vision and mission and that ambition, your job is to then, right, give them the principles and the protocols to be successful. You help them get what they want. They help you to get what you want. And of course, the final piece is going to be sharpen the saw. It's amazing what happens when you live this life. This is how you avoid burnout. Once a week, you're taking these strategic resets. Once a day, you're taking a strategic reset. Sometimes you're taking a 2-week getaway, a vacation. Sometimes the daily gym and the meditation and the relaxation and the visualization becomes that part for you. So why don't I share this with you guys? Because it is very easy to get caught up in the grind mode and the hustle mode of being an entrepreneur. Like, there's a time and a place to work hard. Absolutely. And in the beginning of your business, you're going to work like a dog. You're going to work so hard. You're going to work. You're going to pay the piper. You're going to pay the price. You're going to develop the skill sets. You're going to develop thick skin. You're going to build capacity, right? And you're going to have this like power to do a lot of things. But if you run your car at 100 miles an hour for a long time, your car burns out. So you got to pull over, hit a rest stop, turn the car off, let the car cool down, refuel, change the tires, rotate the tires, change the oil, do a transmission flush. You do that with your life every single day through meditation, through prayer, through visualization, through breath work. Every day, every week. This is how you avoid being burned out. And if you'll do these things, I promise you, life's going to make a difference. Why do I share this with you? Inside of our communities in Game Changer, we teach these very specific protocols and sequences of events that are stacked on top of each other to help you live a life of purpose, a life of power. So you're not just excited and like hyped up, but there's a protocol. There's a series of things that you get to do every single day from the time you wake up to the time you go to bed. From the time that you live week 1 to week 2, week 3, week 4, all the way to week 12. There's protocols every 30 days. And then there's protocols every 90 days. And there's protocols every single week. Imagine if you had that and you got back into alignment, what would your life look like? This is helpful. I invite you to join us, register. The link is inside of the description. Join us for our free class that's called the Alignment Class, how to become a game changer and back in alignment with your purpose and your vision and mission. And I will see you in that experience where we get to engage, have conversation, and get some real coaching to help you become the game changer of your life. Until next time, my friends, I'm out.